All right, let's just get right into it. I want you to forget, just for a moment, everything you think you know about who we are and where we come from. We're going way beyond human psychology today and diving deep into cosmic genetics. We're going to pull together the work of people like Gregg Braden, Julia McCoy, and Nassim Haramein to explore a really radical idea, that we aren't some random biological accident. We are a deliberate, conscious, architectural intervention in the cosmos.
So let's start with this. Have you ever felt kind of lost? Like you're not quite sure what you're supposed to be doing here? We all have. But what if that feeling isn't a personal failure? What if it's just a piece of software, a program, and we've completely forgotten how to operate it? What if the whole point of life isn't about being happy, but about activating this incredible cosmic inheritance that's literally encoded in our DNA?
You know, to really understand our own programming, our own place in the cosmos, we first have to tackle one of the biggest assumptions we make. We have to talk about the space all around us. We're taught from day one that it's empty, it's a void. But what if that's completely, utterly wrong?
I love this line from the movie Contact. It just hits you, right? And it points to a huge scientific mystery. Astronomers tell us that over 90% of the entire universe is, well, it's missing. It looks to us like empty space. But is it really a waste? Or is it just filled with something we haven't learned how to see yet?
The ancients had all sorts of names for it. They called it the ether. Today, a researcher like Gregg Braden calls it the divine matrix. And what is that? It's an invisible, intelligent web of energy that connects absolutely everything. So we're not talking about empty space here. We're talking about a living, breathing field that is the very foundation of our reality.
Okay, so you might be thinking this sounds a little spiritual, a little out there, but how does it translate into actual science? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because modern physics not only gives this field a new name, but it reveals a scale that is, honestly, it's shocking.
Max Planck, one of the godfathers of quantum mechanics, he's the one who stumbled upon this. He discovered that even a perfect vacuum, chilled to the coldest temperature physically possible, isn't empty at all. It is buzzing, humming with this fundamental energy. This isn't just some random background noise. This is the source code of existence itself.
Now hold on, because physicist Nassim Haramein takes this idea to a place that will blow your mind. His work suggests that the protons, the tiny particles inside every single atom of your body, they aren't just little balls of stuff. They are singularities. They're mini black holes, constantly sipping energy from that zero-point field and literally bending the fabric of space-time on a quantum level.
And this number, just look at it. This is the calculated energy density of the vacuum. That's a 10 with 93 zeros after it. To give you some perspective, that's more raw energy packed into 1 cubic centimeter of so-called empty space than in all the matter of the entire known universe combined. It's basically infinite.
So here's the big takeaway from all that. The void, it's not a passive, empty stage. It's the active, intelligent source that all matter pops out of. The best way to think about it is like an operating system for reality. And if we follow this thread, some would say it's the forgotten blueprint of the Anunnaki, that higher intelligence from ancient Sumerian texts who supposedly engineered our reality.
So, okay, if the universe is this giant ocean of intelligent energy, then what does that make us? Where do we fit in? Well, the answer connects the physics of the entire cosmos to your own biology, and it reveals that we are, quite literally, a piece of high-grade technology.
This is a wild concept from Einstein's special relativity. For a photon, a particle of light, time doesn't exist. The moment it's created and the moment it arrives somewhere, whether it's across your room or across the galaxy, it's the exact same instant for the photon. It's completely timeless.
So then, what is all this solid stuff? What are you? Well, as physicist Julia McCoy explains it, mass isn't fundamental. It's something that shows up when that timeless, massless energy gets trapped, when it gets slowed down. And remember those mini black holes we talked about? That's where the light gets trapped. Matter, what you think of as you, is really just frozen light.
And this is where that whole Anunnaki technology idea really clicks into place. The theory goes like this. Imagine you're a timeless being. You want to experience density. You want to experience a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Well, you'd need a vehicle for that, right? A kind of biological spacesuit, and that's our bodies. They're made of this solidified light, specifically designed to allow us to step into linear time. We are timeless light that agreed to be confined, just to have a physical experience. So if we are technological beings, if we're basically biological hardware interfaces living inside an intelligent field, there has to be a way to communicate with it, right? There's got to be a user manual somewhere.
This is where Gregg Braden's work comes in. He shows that our hearts are the most powerful electromagnetic generators in our bodies. We're constantly broadcasting signals out into this field. And those signals, they aren't our thoughts, they aren't our words. They are the pure language of feeling. Our emotions are literally the controls on the dashboard of the universe.
Now this, according to the theory, is the original user manual. For centuries, we've been taught to pray for something. But when you do that, you're sending a powerful signal of its absence, of lack. To truly change your world, you have to generate the feeling of the reality you choose, as if it's already here. That is the command that instructs the matrix to mirror that reality right back to you.
So this isn't some new age trick or technique. This is about remembering the original function of our own biological hardware. It means our emotions aren't just these passive things that happen to us. No, they are the active programming language that creates the world around us.
So what does all this mean for us, right here, right now? It suggests that we are in the middle of a massive shift in our role, a shift from being a passive human experiencer to becoming what this theory calls a sovereign operator, the one at the controls.
This whole idea is called the sovereign return. It's about stopping our endless search for gods or saviors outside of ourselves. Instead, it's about starting to operate as the very consciousness that designed the hardware in the first place. In this view, we're not separate from the creators. We are the creators, just having an experience to a human nervous system.
Let's just recap these core ideas, because they're huge. 1. That empty space all around us, it's an ocean of infinite energy. 2. Every single proton in your body is a mini black hole connecting you directly to that field. 3. You are fundamentally timeless light that's been condensed into a physical suit. And 4. Your feelings are the code. It all points to one conclusion. You are not a victim of the program. You are the programmer.
And that leads us to this final, really powerful realization. We aren't waiting for salvation. We're not waiting for some intervention from the sky. The great awakening we've all been hoping for has to happen on the inside.
And when you fully get that, when you internalize it, the old search for the meaning of human life just kind of dissolves. It gets replaced by something so much bigger. The theory suggests we are beings who can bend gravity, who can create reality with feeling, who can navigate the divine matrix, because that is exactly what our technology was designed to do.
You see, this understanding changes everything. It's no longer a question of fate, it's a question of choice. And it leaves us with one profound, incredibly powerful decision that we have to make in every single moment of every single day.